So I just got all the time charms, and this is the rift guide that I wish I had. So in each area I'll do a general overview, and then I'll go over the progression, and at the end I'll have general tips for everyone, and another video that explains all the confusing tasks including the mirrorverse. There are chapters if you want to skip to a specific place, but let's get started. So when you enter the rift, you'll see that you have a timer, and that timer is how much time you have per each entry to the rift. So when the timer runs off, you'll be teleported to the wizard portal in the hub, and will have to pay again to enter the rift. Now you have a free entry every 4 hours, but other entries will cost you 100 bits or 32 grand XP bottles, which I recommend buying it with the 32 grand XP bottles because you can get with 100 bits more than the price of 32 grands. As you see, my timer is now gray, which means the time does not go down. This happens here in the wizard portal and in the mirrorverse, don't worry, we'll get to that later. And in any other place, as you'll see now, my timer turns green and it starts going down. You also have a skyblock menu, which opens a rift storage, which you can store items in. And you have the rift guide, which is actually helpful and will tell you which tasks you need to do. Now there are problems with specific tasks that I will tell you when we'll get to them, but other than that, the guide is very accurate. Now the first thing you should do if you haven't done that yet is talk to Enigma, which will give you the Enigma cloak. Now this cloak gives you 20 rift time for each Enigma soul you find. The Enigma souls look something like that, and you just click them and get them like regular fairy souls. As you'll see in the tutorial, you have here inverted Sirius, which after completing his task, you can transfer items between the rift and between the hub. But you can only transfer items that are rift transferable. There is also this NPC on the way to Sirius, which you can sell items to, and he'll give you motes. Now motes are like the coins of the rift, and I wouldn't recommend you selling anything until very later on, so you don't have to worry about something like this. Now in the wild woods you have these shies, which if you punch them 3 times will do something like look away, where you have to not look at them, or else it will subtract 60 seconds from your time. You should start by getting all the Enigma souls, which you can open that menu when you are in the wild woods and you click here. I will talk about the confusing tasks later on, as I said, but for each soul you can see that there is a description that tells you how to get it. While you get the Enigma souls, you should talk to Sad, whatever his name is, and he will give you the cat soul detector or something like that, which you can right click on and it will point you to the cat souls. And after you give him the first soul, he will give you the Montezuma pet, which gives you more time for each soul that you collect. So when you get the Enigma soul here near portal, you should talk to him and he'll open a menu like this. Now you won't have anything unlocked by now, but every time you unlock a new place, you'll get a new portal eye which you can teleport to instead of walking all the way there. So it's like a checkpoint of some kind. Then I recommend getting the wild sword so you can kill the introverts, shy craxes in 5 shots instead of 6. And then do all the other tasks. When you enter the black lagoon, you'll see that when you stand near a mushroom, it will grow to a tree. Now this is your defense against the hedgehogs, which will shoot arrows at you, as you see. Each arrow took 9 seconds away, which is not good, so you'll have to stand behind the tree, which will block the arrows. Now don't stand too far away, because then the tree will just despawn and you'll get hit again, so try to stay near the mushroom. You'll also see that when you enter the black lagoon, a leech will spawn, and if you don't leave the water, you'll see that it starts eating me. So please leave the water after it spawns. And as you see, when I kill them, I get lily pads, which will be helpful when you try to get to the island. Start as usual by getting the Enigma souls, and then you should talk to the NPC that will tell you to go to the island in the lake. But before you go there, you should get 8 spines, which you get by killing the mobs that just walk around the Black Lagoon, 20 lily pads, and 4000 motes. When you get to the island, you should take the research paper and buy the Enigma soul. Then you can go kill the lich, which takes about 8 minutes of your rift time. Don't forget to get the cat soul behind the waterfall. You should kill him 3 times because you want the aspect of the lich, which helps later on even if you are good at parkour. And congratulations, you can now craft a better belt and get your first time charm, which you can put in the rift gallery and get your necklace. Don't forget to take the cat soul. Now to the lich guide, it's not very complicated. First stage you need to jump above the green waves that come from the slime block thingy. Then just don't be on the green blocks. On stage 3 just kill the mobs. And on stage 4 just jump above the line and then crouch in the dent on the floor. So after you get the supreme time charm, you can now enter the west village. And in the west village there are the shadows, which after you punch 3 times will go underground, and if you don't move will hit you and take 60 seconds from you. So I recommend just walking in a circle or something like that, and then you can kill them. There is also the infested house, which will give you the Turbo Max vacuum cleaner, and cat will give you tasks of sucking in mobs. Now the silverfish are the easiest one, you can just right click and they'll come to you. There is the fly, which flies around and you need to hold it and aim at where it is every time it teleports. And for the spider you need to hold it for a couple of seconds until it disconnects from the web, and then you suck it. You also unlock the dreadfarm, where you'll see the vaults. Now after you punch them a couple of times, they'll start being immune, and you'll have to walk to the safe block, or else they will take 60 seconds away from you. And after you finish 3 blocks, you can just kill them. There is also the not chickens, which you can only kill with the Berberry's blowgun. Don't worry, you'll get that later. But that's the only way of killing them. You need to shoot them once or punch them once, doesn't really matter, and then shoot them with the blowgun. And then they die and give you the egg. Get the portal eye, then you should get the Enigma and cat souls. Don't forget the mushroom soul from Roy, and also flower pot soul from the dread farm. Then you can do the tasks in which order you want, although I recommend doing the unhinged clune first and the wizard task last. Quick tip, while dodging the shadows, try already going to another one to save some time. Mirrorverse guide later on, but try having 22 shadow cruxes before entering. And now to the dread farm. Talk to Shania and then you can just start farming. There are 3 crops that you can farm in the dread farm. The first is the wilted berberries, where you just need to punch the one with the purple particles. The second is the upside down flower, which you need to punch the top one and then the middle one and then the bottom one. But a better method is to stand up on one block and then you can just punch it from above. And it is much easier and way less annoying. You can also do it from 2 blocks. And the last one is the mushroom, where you need to look at them, and when they turn red, you need to punch them. And I recommend zooming on the mushroom, because then it's a lot easier to see when it turns red. After bringing Shania what she wants, you can craft the blowgun, which allows you to do the Enigma souls and kill chickens. After that, you can craft finally the time charm, get the helmet from Agaricus cap collection, give Reed his wilted berberries, and do the beanstalk Enigma soul. Quick tip, when killing vaults, try to avoid places where there are high blocks, because if let's say I punch a vault here, you can very easily put the blocks up, and it's a lot more annoying to get to the blocks when they're high up. After getting the time charm, you can finally enter the village plaza. In the village plaza there are those scribes, that after you punch 3 times, will go up and start spawning coal blocks on the ground. You need to turn all of those coal blocks into gold blocks, and then the scribe will come down and you can kill him. But make sure you won't get hit from that beam, because every time you get hit, it will take 20 seconds away from you. More importantly, subscribe! In the plaza, there is this traffic light street. That is green, means you can walk. Yellow, it's fine, but if you walk when it's red, let's see now, it will take 2 minutes away from you, and it will spawn you right there. So make sure you stop when it's red. I know, very hard. There is also the temporal pillar. There is also the Enderman mob that if you get too close to, it will start sucking you in, and if you get sucked all the way in, you'll just die immediately and spawn in the wizard portal, so just stay away from them. You should start by killing the portal eye and getting all the Enigma and Montezuma souls, and then you can talk to Cowboy Nick, which will give you the horse Zuka. With the horse Zuka you can destroy Haybell, but you can also get the Montezuma soul that I told you can't get earlier in the dreadfarm. The order of which you do the other task doesn't really matter, but I recommend getting the time charm first by talking to Barry and then answering the protesters' questions. Answers on the screen right now. So the living cave is right after the traffic light street, and you have here the auto nulls, which if you kill will give you nullified metal that you can craft the very helpful pickaxe with, which is also a weapon. And with that pickaxe you can mine the lapis blocks. After crafting the pickaxe you can mine the lapis blocks, which will give you living metal. And with the living metal you can craft spawn eggs, just like you craft the armor, which are very similar creatures to the autonauts, but if you kill them, you get living metal percentage for that specific armor piece. And only after getting 100 on all of the pieces, you can jump down to the living stillness. In the living cave you have those frost mobs that after you punch them a few times will barricade themselves in a cocoon of ice. Now you don't need to break the ice, you just need to punch it, so you can do something like that. And if you don't destroy all the ice, it will take 3 minutes from your time, as you see, so do it quickly. So in addition you get, I think, ×2 the amount of the living metal that you get upwards, so I recommend mining here, obviously. And later on, after getting the frozen water fungi, you can freeze the snake as he's doing here, and another person can mine it from the bottom to the top, and then you both get living metal heart. Thank you for helping me demonstrate. And I do recommend doing it here in the living stillness instead of above, as there is a lot more space here. Get the Enigma souls, then craft the pickaxe and mine living metal to juice up your armor. Now you can go down and get the cat soul and craft the time charm. Then you should craft the frozen water fungi and get 80 of the living metal heart, which 24 are for later, but now you should craft the Bluetooth ring, the boots and the anchor. So the Colosseum is literally on the west village, which the only thing you can do here is fight Bacte, which I won't recommend doing alone. Doing it with friends or with people in the lobby is a lot faster. So just write in chat someone Bacte or something like that. Yeah, like he writes here, sorry I have no time. So start by killing the portal eye and getting the fairy souls, and then I recommend killing Bacte twice. Once for the time charm and second for the Reed's quest. And only after that you can kill him for the leggings and other stuff that you'll need. Now for a quick Bacte guide. At first you need to punch the slimes at the direction of Bacte to make him grow bigger. And then for each stage you need to destroy his arm tentacle thingies by punching slimes again at the direction of them. And only then you can punch Bacte. There are 5 stages. Now at each stage, Bacte has, I think, 1 or 2 more abilities. He has a pillars ability that is a square on the ground, and you dodge that by not being on the square when it's red. He has barriers that you need to be within them before the timer runs off, and he has like a spinning blade that you need to jump above. For the last stage, you have a cannon that you can shoot the arms and tentacles with. It's easy, you will see it on screen. And then everyone who participated gets 8 Bactae fragments and I think 6,000 motes. So after giving Reed 8 Bactae fragments, you can purchase a boat for 25,000 motes, which you need a boat to jump from that island to the chateau, but we still need to get to that island. So after getting the time charm of the Colosseum, you can now enter here. Don't mind the auctions, you don't have enough motes for any of them. And when you'll come here, you'll see that there is a parkour that you need to accomplish before getting to the island. You can also just skip the parkour for 150,000 motes, but I wouldn't recommend it. I can skip it because I already did the parkour. And now I'll show you on screen the path that I used. Okay, nice, hello. Here you can get the Montezuma soul, right here, hello. And then you can talk to him, I think. Yeah, you need a flying boat. I have a flying boat. And you need to talk to him again, and then you'll fly you right near Maddox here. There are a couple of important things here in the chateau. The first one is you actually lose health, so if you'll see, I actually lose HP. If I lose all my hearts, it spawns me here in the prison, which is not so bad. You like spawn out, you kill all the guards, and then you can walk out the door. Just like that. And every time you kill these mobs or these mobs, you'll get vampiric melon. With that, you can craft the healing melon, which then you can upgrade through the slayers, which heals you health so you won't die. So after crafting the healing melons, you can get a lot of motes by crafting enchanted vampiric melon and selling it to the mote scrubber. Another confusing thing, when you kill the splatters after a few shots, they will take 4 hearts off of your health, and those 4 hearts are actually the particles, so you need to work on them and then you'll regen them. So you need to have particles on, I don't know exactly which ones. In the chateau there are those effigies, which as you see we have all of them on right now because they're red and not grey, and each one of them gives every single player in the lobby plus 2 damage. So with all 6 you get plus 12. After you activate the effigies, they'll be on for 20 minutes. And you can actually respawn them before they turn off by just clicking on them. As you see, they respawn to 20. And I will now show you the placement of all 6 of them. So the first one is here. The second one is right up the stairs. And here. The third and fourth one are up the stairs here and here. So this is the third and right there is the fourth. You can jump like there. And the last 2 are here and here, right near the portal eye. So here in the chateau you can do some vampire slayers in the price of motes. You can kill each mob you like. When you try to summon the slayers, all of them give up the same XP. So very important tip, when you spawn the bosses, even tier 1, try to spawn them in a closed area. Now I like this spot here, right near the effigy. As you see, when I punch him, he can't run away like in other spots, and it's much easier, believe me. So start a tier 1 boss, and while killing the mobs to summon it, you should kill the portal eye and get the enigma souls. After unlocking level 1 of the slayer, you should craft the helmet and the sword. You can try doing tier 2s now, but if you can't, it's also fine. When you get to level 2, you should craft the better healing melon, the stake and the Maddox bath phone. Now you can do tier 2s until you are level 3. At level 3, I recommend crafting the leggings and trying to do tier 3s to get the 12 stacks of Coven Seal needed for the time charm. You'll get to level 4 before getting enough Coven Seal, so if you still can't do tier 3s consistently, I recommend getting at least the sword. When you get 12 stacks, you can gather up the other materials and finally craft your last time charm. Congratulations! If anything helped you at all so far and you want to see more guides like that, please subscribe, it really helps out a lot. So for general advice, Hypixel did a good job in the tutorial, so if you don't know what to do, try to complete all the tasks for that area. Or just watch this video a couple of times, I don't mind. Try going to a new area right when you enter the rift, so you'll have more time in that specific area for the same time price. So every time you get a new item, take a look on the recipes that you can craft with it so you won't miss out on good items. If you have some time left but not enough to do tasks, just kill some mobs, it will really help you later. Teleporting to a new place through the portal eye is much faster and costs less time than actually going there yourself. If you enter the rift, as long as you stayed in the wizard portal, you can leave the rift, let's say to the hub, and come back later without paying. In addition, if your friends didn't leave the wizard portal, you can PWAP them so you can do together tasks of 2 or more people. If any of the tasks confused you, I have a video here which explains them all.